Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 19th, and today we can find central angles and radii and circles given the area of a sector using algebra and A equals theta pi r squared over 360. So, a very important formula we talked about yesterday. We have a song to help us remember it. Here it is, my friends, just in case you missed it yesterday. Theta pi r squared over 360. Theta pi r squared over 360. Area of the sector. Area of the sector. Theta pi r squared over 360. Theta pi r squared over 360. Area of the sector. Area of the sector. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. So, it's a very simple lesson. It's very similar to what we did yesterday, except yesterday we found the area of the sector. Today, I'm going to give you the area of the sector, and you're going to find either the central angle or the radius using algebra. So, in the diagram below, circle O, the area of the shaded sector is 12 pi. Area of a sector. When I see area of a sector, theta pi r squared over 360. So A is 12 pi. It says that OA is 6. Well, OA is a radius, so the radius is 6. And it's asking for the central angle. So I'm going to substitute my values in. My A is 12 pi. Theta is x. Pi 6 squared over 360. Now what I would do first, since there's a pi on both sides, those pi's are gone. Now because there's a fraction in it, what I would do is I would cross multiply. So when I cross multiply, I get 12 times 360. I can use my calculator for that. 12 times 360 is 4320. 1 times x times 6 squared is 36x. Divide by 36. I can use my calculator. 4320 divided by 36 is 120. And that's your answer. I could have easily just thrown this into the last lesson that we did. I wanted to give you a separate day. When you're given the area, you're substituting into A, you're crossing out the pi's, you're cross multiplying and solving. Number 2. In the circle below, the area of sector STO is 48 pi. Area of a sector, theta pi r squared over 360. So A is 48 pi. OP is 12. OP is a radius. And again, it's asking for theta. 48 pi equals x pi 12 squared over 360. Now I got pi's on both sides. I can't say it will 100% of the time be the case, but it will most likely be the case that there will be pi's on both sides, in which case they cancel. To get rid of the fraction, I cross multiply. 48 times 360. Again, I would use the calculator for that. I got 17,280. 1 times 12 squared times x is 144x. Divide by 144, divide by 144, and I get 120. Kind of coincidental that we got 120 twice, will not always be the case. But it will always be the case that area of a sector is A equals theta pi r squared over 360. If they give you the area, substitute that in for A. Substitute whatever else it gives you in, do the algebra, and you'll have your answer. So there's not much more I really feel I need to do with you. I guess we can try this one, and then after that, I'm going to let you practice on your own. Let's get a fun new color. Let's do some orange. I never do orange. Encircle O, blah blah blah. Area of sector. Theta pi r squared over 360. Area of a sector. Area of a sector. A is 240 pi. AOD is 80. It wants the measure of OB. OB is a radius. It said that OCD, that's this one, is 240 pi. Here's the twist though. This central angle does not apply to that sector. I have to use a linear pair and do 180 minus 80 is 100. That's the central angle for the sector that I'm finding. Now you might be saying, well, this radius isn't in the sector that I'm finding. Yes, but remember, all radii of a circle are the same. So theta is 100, and the radius is x. I'm going to give you a couple minutes right now to try and do the algebra. It's a little bit different than the previous examples that we just did, but I'm going to give you a couple minutes, give it a try, then I'll go over it, and that's it. Okay, I'm going to start quietly in case you're still working. Replace the A with 240 pi. Replace the theta with 100. Replace the R with x. Pi's cancel. Cross multiply. 240 times 360. I use a calculator. Is 86,400. 1 times 100 x squared is 100 x squared. Divide by 100. I get 864 equals x squared. Now, this is an algebra thing. To get rid of the squared, I do the square root. So I type in the square root of 864 into my calculator. It's asking for the answer to the nearest tenth. I got 29.4. That's it. So for area of a sector in general, A equals theta pi r squared over 360. If they give you the area of the sector, then you substitute that value in for A, and you have to do some algebra to find whichever variable you're trying to find. The pi's should cancel, and you're cross multiplying and solving when you're doing the algebra. Your classwork / homework is to finish the worksheet I'm going to give you a couple days to do this, just because I gave you 2 days in a row. They're still relatively short lessons, but I'm trying to give you guys a benefit of the doubt. So classwork/homework for Tuesday and Wednesday is to finish your worksheet, and then your quiz on this is going to be due on Thursday. So again, this is a pretty quick lesson. You should be able to get this done pretty quickly. But, again, I'm trying not to bombard you with too much work. So tomorrow will kind of be a practice day on the past 2 lessons on area of a sector. Any questions, reach out to me and remind. And I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe.